So if you've ever built an app with a large language model, you know that feeling, right? That first prompt feels like pure magic. But then, what happens when you go from one prompt to a dozen or 100? Okay, let's get into it, because today we're talking about leaving those simple text strings behind and stepping into the world of professional, scalable prompt systems.
And this slide right here, this is the chaos that I'm talking about. It happens so fast. Your prompts are hard-coded into scripts, they're scattered all over different notebooks, and before you know it, no one knows which version is the right one. You can't reuse anything, you can't track changes, and forget about collaborating. This is exactly where so many promising LLM projects just fall apart.
So here's the solution. It's a fundamental mindset shift. You have to stop thinking of prompts as just some disposable text you throw at an API. You need to start treating them like real software components. Modular, versioned, reusable. This one idea, right here, is the key to building AI applications that can actually scale and be maintained.
Okay, so how do we actually make that shift? Well, we start by turning that chaos into clean, structured components. And this is where the whole idea of the prompt template comes into play. A prompt template is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a predefined structure for your prompt. So instead of a static, unchanging block of text, it's more like a blueprint. It has placeholders or variables that you can fill in on the fly with your data. This is what makes your prompts super flexible and reusable all across your application.
Now, a really powerful template has a few core ingredients. First, you've got the role, where you tell the AI what it is, like you are an expert copywriter. Then you give it context, which is all the background info it needs. The instruction is the actual task you want it to do. Then you specify the output format, super important, like give me the answer in a JSON object. And of course, you have your variables for all that dynamic content. And here's a perfect example of how that all comes together. See, we're moving away from a simple text file and into a structured format like JSON. This template has a name, a description of what it's for, and that core template string with the placeholders ready to be filled in. It's organized, it's readable, and it's something a machine can easily work with.
So having one great template is, well, it's great, but the real power, the real game changer, is when you organize them into a library. This is how you build a system that can actually scale with your project.
And this is what a mature LLMOps or large language model operations project looks like. All the prompts live in their own special prompts folder, all neatly categorized by what they do, like summarization or classification. And notice the versioning, summary_v1.json, summary_v2.json. This makes collaboration a breeze, lets you review changes, and deploy new versions with confidence.
So how do you even use this library in your code? Well, it's actually really simple. You use a little loader function. Your application code doesn't even contain the prompt text anymore. It just calls a function like loadPrompt and tells it which version it needs. This totally decouples your application logic from your prompts, which, believe me, is a massive win for maintenance.
Okay, so this slide sums up some absolutely crucial best practices, using clear naming conventions. That's so everyone knows what summary_v3 actually does. Keeping prompts modular means you can mix and match smaller pieces to build more complex prompts later. And version control with something like Git, that's just non-negotiable. It lets you track every single change and roll back safely if a new prompt isn't working out.
All right, so once you have this solid foundation in place, you can start using some more advanced techniques to really crank up the performance and get way more control over what the LLM gives you back. Just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On the left, you've got a basic zero-shot prompt, just asking the model to classify sentiment. But on the right, you have a few-shot prompt. By just giving it a couple of examples of what a positive and negative review look like, you can dramatically boost the accuracy and consistency of its answers, all without any expensive fine-tuning. And this is where it gets really serious. In big enterprise apps that use techniques like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, where the model looks up information before it answers, these structured templates are absolutely essential. See how the template has strict rules like use only the context provided? This is how you build safety guardrails, you make sure the answers are based on facts, and you create reliable, production-ready AI systems.
So we've come a long way, from messy text files to organized libraries and advanced techniques. But this is all part of a much bigger evolution in how we build things with AI.
Which brings up a very important question, right? Where is all this incredible organization and structure actually taking us? What's the end game? It leads right here to prompt as a service. The ultimate goal is to take your versioned, tested, and optimized prompts and just expose them as simple API endpoints. Then, different teams all across your company can call these prompts without needing to know any of the messy details. Now, that is centralization, control, and scalability done right.
Let's just land on this one more time, because it really is the core message of this whole explainer. When your prompts stop being just text in your code and become managed, reusable components in a library, you completely transform what you're doing. You're no longer just tinkering. You're following a true engineering discipline.
And this whole journey has a name. Look, we all start with experimentation, playing around. Then we mature into systematic prompt engineering. That evolves into prompt ops, where we manage prompts like code. And ultimately, this all becomes a critical part of a much bigger AI platform engineering strategy. This is the roadmap for building serious, lasting AI products.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your own projects. Are you just collecting a folder of scattered text files, or are you truly engineering a robust, scalable, and maintainable AI application? The choice, and now the tools to make it happen, are yours.